What if everything you believe about yourself is a lie? No, it's not an overstatement. That voice in your head judging every move, planning tomorrow and dwelling on yesterday isn't you. It's an echo, a chatterbox radio you've mistaken for your core. Welcome to Vibrating Prosperity, where we don't peddle cheap self-help promises, but offer an invitation to dismantle the illusion holding you back. Napoleon Hill once said, "The mind is a servant, not the master." Science backs this up. Neuroscience studies like Daniel Siegel's in 2020 show that practicing mindfulness cuts anxiety by up to 30% because you stop being a hostage to your thoughts. I know what it's like to live this way. For years, I let an inner voice convince me I wasn't enough. At work, with family, even in the mirror, it whispered, "You're not cutting it." I bought into it. I chased goals, validation, but the emptiness only grew. Then, one ordinary day, sipping coffee in downtown Chicago, I paused. Silence. For the first time, I noticed there was something beyond the voice, a calm, deep space that simply observed. It was like waking from a dream. What if that space is the real you? The Bible speaks of a God within us. It's not about religion, it's about recognizing you carry a divine spark, a silent observer that doesn't judge, doesn't fear, just witnesses. Ernest Holmes from New Thought said, "You are greater than your thoughts." And he's right. Modern psychology, like Carol Dweck's work, proves that shifting how you see yourself changes outcomes. But it's not about quieting the mind, it's about changing where you listen from. This video is for you, tired of chasing answers outside yourself. Who feels deep down there's something more, a peace that defies explanation, a strength that relies on nothing. We'll guide you, step by step, to tap into that pure awareness, where there's no struggle, only clear presence. Think of a moment in your life. Maybe yesterday, stuck in LA traffic, or during a heated talk with someone close. What did that voice in your head say? "You messed up. You're not good enough. Now stop." Who heard that? Who noticed the voice? That's the real you. And with that you, we'll build a life of abundance, not hustle. Science calls this metacognition, the ability to observe your thoughts without getting lost in them. Harvard studies from 2018 show that those who practice it live with 20% less stress. And New Thought adds, when you align with your essence, the universe responds. Here at Vibrating Prosperity, we don't want you to change who you are. We want you to uncover who you've always been. You deserve it, yes you do. So grab a notebook, take a deep breath and come with us. Before we go on, don't forget to like the channel so you don't miss any powerful growth content like this. Today, you'll take the first step to live as the observer, not the narrator. It's 8 practical steps, blending science, spirituality, and stories that'll hit home. By the end, you'll see why every single thing, starts to make sense when you find yourself. If this resonates, hit that like, comment, "I live my light," and subscribe. This journey's just beginning and it's yours. Let's do this together. Who are you beyond the noise in your head? It's not just a question. It's a gateway, that voice commenting on every choice saying, "You won't make it," before a meeting, isn't you? It's a reflection, like an image in a mirror, but the real you is the one watching that mirror. We'll show you how to access that silent space where peace isn't something you earn, but something you already are. Ernest Holmes said, "Consciousness is the silence that witnesses." Science confirms it. John Kabat-Zinn, 1990 studies show that 5 minutes of mindfulness reduce stress by 28% because you stop being a slave to thoughts. I've been there. Before work presentations, my heart raced. The voice shouted, "You're gonna bomb, you're not good enough." I believed it, sweated, got lost in the office grind. Then I stopped and asked, "Who's hearing this voice?" Suddenly silence. It wasn't empty, it was full of clarity, of strength. I realized I wasn't the anxiety, I was the one noticing it. That's the silent observer, the divine spark the Bible hints at with the inner temple. It's not religion, it's truth. You carry a sacred space no thought can touch. Think of the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe a Monday with deadlines piling up, the boss breathing down your neck, your phone buzzing. What did the voice say? You can't handle this. Now, pause. Who heard that? Who felt the weight in your chest? That's you, not the chaos, but the calm space seeing the chaos. Neuroscience calls this metacognitive awareness. Harvard studies from 2020 show that those who observe thoughts without reacting have 25% clearer minds. A new thought goes further. When you align with this observer, the universe starts listening. Want to try it? Grab a notebook and do this now. For 5 minutes, sit quietly. Let thoughts come. I gotta pay bills. So-and-so ticked me off. But don't fight them. Watch them like overhearing a chat at a diner. Notice the silence behind each thought. It's there, subtle, but powerful. When I did this, I felt relief, like shedding a heavy load from my soul. At Vibrating Prosperity, we believe you deserve that freedom. It's not about silencing the mind, but discovering who listens to it. The Bible speaks of a peace beyond understanding, that assess what you find in silence. Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your fate." And the first step is recognizing you're not the voice, you're the observer. In the daily grind, on a packed subway or in the grocery line, that space is with you. We'll guide you to live from it. Write down something the voice told you today and ask, who heard it? That's the start of your transformation. If this is hitting home, comment, "I am the observer," and hit like. Here, every step is a win. Come with us, break the silence, and find the strength that's always been yours. What if the voice holding you back is just an echo from the past? It's not you speaking, it's an old script someone wrote in your mind. Today we'll show you how to rewrite those beliefs and turn your head into a garden of possibilities. Napoleon Hill said, "You shape your thoughts and they shape your life." Science agrees. Carol Dweck's 2006 research proved that a growth mindset, believing you can learn, boosts success by up to 40%. I was trapped by those voices. I wanted to start my own business, but a voice screamed, "You'll fail! It's not for you!" It was an echo of childhood criticism, teachers saying, "You're not good enough." I believed it for years. I sabotaged every idea before even trying. Then I stopped and asked, "Is this voice mine?" It wasn't, it was conditioning, not truth. At Vibrating Prosperity, we believe you deserve to rewrite your story. The Bible talks about renewing the mind. It's not just poetry, it's power. Psychology calls it cognitive restructuring. Stanford studies from 2019 show that changing limiting beliefs improves performance by 25%. Think of your last moment of doubt. Maybe in the hustle of a project, dreaming big, opening a coffee shop, starting a YouTube channel. What did the voice say? It won't work. You don't have the skills. Now pause. Is that voice you, or is it an echo of what you were taught? At Vibrating Prosperity, we invite you to be the gardener of your mind. Every thought is a seed. Plant what lifts you up. Want to start? Grab a notebook and do this. Write a belief that holds you back, like "I can't lead." Then next to it, write a new one. "I learn with every step I take." Read that new phrase aloud. Feel it. When I did this, I felt a spark. My mind, once a barren field, started to bloom. Ernest Holmes said, "Change your mind, change your world." And he's right. Neuroscience proves it. Repeating positive affirmations rewires brain connections, per Cassio's 2016 studies. In America, we know what it's like to hustle. In the grind of NYC or the struggle of a small town, we've all heard, "That's not for you." But what if it is? What if you're bigger than those voices? At Vibrating Prosperity, we guide you to clear your mental garden. It's not about ignoring challenges, but choosing what you plant. Try this today. At work, when the voice criticizes, ask, is this true or just habit? Swap it for, I'm learning, I'm growing. That switch is the key. The Bible says the truth sets you free. And the truth is, you're not those beliefs. You're the observer who decides what stays. On the bus, in the bank line, or planning your next move, carry that strength. You deserve a mental garden full of life, not weeds. Write down one belief you'll change today and start watering your transformation. If this is stirring you, comment, my mind is free. Every seed you plant is a win to make your mind shine. What if the peace you're chasing is right here, right now, not in the next job, the next win, or when everything works out, in the now? We'll show you that the present is a flowing river, and you can dive into it to find the silent observer's strength. Ernest Holmes said, "The now is where the divine breathes." Science confirms it. Matthew Killingsworth's 2010 study found that wandering minds stuck in the past or future are 20% less happy. I know what it's like to live outside the now. I'd spend days on autopilot, lost in worries. At a Sunday barbecue, with family laughing around the table, I was there scrolling my phone, stressing over bills, deadlines, issues. The voice in my head shouted, "You gotta fix everything." But I fixed nothing. I just disconnected from what mattered. Then I stopped, closed my eyes, took a deep breath, smelled the burgers on the grill. Suddenly, the mental noise quieted. I realized life was happening right there and I was missing it. At Vibrating Prosperity, we believe you deserve that presence. The Bible talks about a rest God gives. It's not just faith, it's the now calling you. Neuroscience explains, focusing on the present, as Richard Davidson's 2012 study showed, boosts alpha brainwaves, bringing clarity and calm. Think of your last lost moment, maybe on the couch watching TV but stressing about work, or in a chat with someone dear, but your mind elsewhere. What did the voice say? You should be doing more. Now pause. Who noticed that voice? Who felt the emptiness? That's you, the observer living in the now, not the mind's races. Want to try? Do this today for 2 minutes. Sit or stand wherever you are. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale, feel the air moving in, out. If a thought pops up, I got to reply to that email. Don't to fight it. Return to the breath. Feel the silence between each breath. When I did this, it was like diving into a calm stream. The chaos stayed on the shore. At Vibrating Prosperity, we guide you to live in that flow. Harvard studies from 2018 show presence cuts stress by 22%. Napoleon Hill said, "The present is the only moment you control." And he's right. In America, we're always on the go, in traffic, in lines, in the daily grind. But what if the secret is to pause? At dinner with family, during morning coffee, or even on a crowded train, try it. Feel your feet on the ground, the air in your chest. The now is your power. The Bible says, this is the day the Lord has made. It's not just poetry, it's an invitation to live. Write down one moment today when you'll pause and breathe. Maybe at lunch, before bed, just 2 minutes. This small step is a bridge to the silent observer. If this is touching you, hit like and comment, I live the now. At Vibrating Prosperity, every moment you embrace is a victory. Dive into the now and feel the magic unfold. What if one small habit could change your life? It's not about becoming someone else, but about building day by day the stage where your silent observer shines. Here at Vibrating Prosperity, we'll show you that discipline is the bridge to your freedom. Napoleon Hill said, discipline is the foundation of freedom. Science backs it. Charles Duhigg's 2012 research showed that habits shape 40% of our behavior, steering our actions on autopilot. I know what it's like to live without that stage. I'd wake up late, rushing through breakfast, already glued to my phone, my head buzzing with to-dos. The voice shouted, "You're always behind, you can't keep up." It was chaos. Then I decided to change one thing. I swapped 10 minutes of screen time for silence. I sat, breathed, listened to the quiet within. It was like building a new stage. Suddenly my day had more clarity, more ease. In this journey, we believe you deserve that transformation. The Bible talks about sowing with patience. It's not just faith, it's practice. Neuroscience explains building positive habits, as a 2016 Stanford study showed, boosts productivity by 30%. Think of your morning. Maybe you wake up, grab your phone, and dive into notifications, news, rush. The voice says, "Hurry up, there's no time." Pause. Who noticed that rush? Who felt the pressure? That's the observer, and it doesn't need chaos. It needs a steady stage. Want to start? Do this tomorrow. When you wake up, before touching your phone, set aside 10 minutes. Sit, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Maybe just listen to the silence or repeat, "Today, I choose calm." When I did this, my day shifted. The mental noise lost its grip, and the observer took center stage. Ernest Holmes said, "Small actions align you with the infinite." And he's right. Harvard studies from 2020 show that consistency in simple habits cuts stress by 18%. In America, we're always hustling, rushing to work, tackling daily challenges. But what if the secret is starting small? In the morning madness, before bolting out the door, pause. Feel your feet on the floor, sip your coffee slowly. That moment is your stage. The Bible says there is a time for everything. It's not just poetry, it's a call to build your routine with purpose. Write down one small habit you'll adopt. Maybe 5 minutes of silence, a positive phrase, or skipping the phone at breakfast. That step is the foundation of your transformation. At work, with family, or in the daily grind, carry that discipline. You deserve a stage where your light shines, not where chaos rules. Try this today. In the next morning, ask, "What habit can I start?" And do it. If this is inspiring you, hit like and comment, "My habits shine." In this journey, every small step is a victory and builds the stage for your new life. What if the people around you were mirrors of your soul? They're not just friends, family, or co-workers. They're bridges connecting you to your essence. In this path, we'll show you how to turn relationships into bonds of presence, where the silent observer shines. Ernest Holmes said, "Who you surround yourself with reflects your light." Science confirms it. Nicholas Christakis' 2007 study showed that positive social networks boost happiness by 15%. I learned this the hard way. At a weekend cookout, I got into a pointless argument with a friend. The voice in my head screamed, "He's wrong. You're right." I was reactive, stubborn. Then I realized I wasn't really listening. When I sat with him, listened without judging, I saw the observer in me and in him. The fight turned into connection. In this journey, we believe you deserve bonds that uplift you. The Bible talks about loving your neighbor as yourself. It's not just morals, it's presence. Psychology explains active listening, as a 2018 Harvard study showed, cuts conflicts by 20%. Think of the last time you argued. Maybe in the heat of a cookout, a family talk, or with a co-worker at the office. The voice said, "You gotta defend yourself." Pause. Who noticed that anger? Who felt the tightness in your chest? That's the observer, and it doesn't fight. It connects. Want to try? Do this today. Pick someone, a friend, your partner, a family member. For 5 minutes, listen to what they say. No interrupting, no planning your reply. Just be present. Look in their eyes, feel their voice. When I did this, it was like building a bridge. They opened up and I saw myself in them. Yale studies from 2019 show that real connections boost well-being by 25%. In America, we cherish community at cookouts, game nights, coffee with mom. But sometimes, in the rush, we forget to listen. At your next hangout, try it. Put the phone down, listen with your heart. The Bible says, "Where two or more are gathered, there I am." It's not just faith, it's the observer meeting in the other. Napoleon Hill said, "No one wins alone." And he's right. At work, with family, or in the Starbucks line, carry that presence. Write down the name of someone you'll listen to with focus today. That small act is a bridge to your soul and theirs. Try this now. In your next chat, ask, "How can I listen better?" And do it. If this is touching you, hit like and comment. My connections shine. At Vibrating Prosperity, every bond you strengthen is a step forward and links you to those who help you grow. What if the storm was just an invitation for your light to shine? Life doesn't promise smooth sailing, but it gives you the power to be a lighthouse, steady, even in chaos. In this transformation, we'll show you how the silent observer makes you stronger than any challenge. Napoleon Hill said, "Obstacles reveal your strength." Science confirms it. Stephen Southwick's 2012 study showed that resilience built through emotional regulation reduces crisis impact by 30%. I felt this firsthand. A few years back, I was rejected for a job I really wanted. The voice in my head screamed, "You're worthless, you blew it." It hurt. I felt small. But I stopped and asked, "Who's seeing this pain?" The observer in me answered, "This is just a moment, not who I am." So I got up, learned, grew. Here we believe you deserve that strength. The Bible talks about walking through the valley without fear. It is not just faith, it's resilience. Psychology explains, focusing on what you control, as a 2019 Yale study showed, boosts resilience by 22%. Think of your last setback, maybe a closed door at work, a plan that fell apart, or a loss that hit hard. The voice said, "You can't take it, it's over." Pause. Who noticed that weight? Who felt the knot in your chest? That's the observer, and it doesn't break, it shines. Wanna try? Next time you hit a snag, a delay, a critique, a no, do this. Stop for a minute, breathe, and ask, what does the observer see here? Write the answer in a notebook. Maybe, "I see pain, but also a chance to grow." When I did this, I saw rejection wasn't the end, it was a detour. Ernest Holmes said, "In the storm, you find your light." And he's right. Harvard studies from 2020 show emotional resilience cuts stress by 25%. In America, we know what it's like to grind, in the job market, scraping by in the daily tests. But what if every no is an invitation? In your next interview, your next plan, carry your lighthouse. The Bible says, "The light shines in the darkness." It's not just poetry, it's your power. Try this today. Recall a time you fell but got back up. Write how you grew from it. That's the observer guiding you. In the bank line or under work pressure, ask, "What can I control now?" And act. If this is empowering you, hit like and comment, "I am stronger." At Vibrating Prosperity, every storm you face is a victory, and let your light lead the way. You're not the voice in your head. You're the horizon where it fades. In this journey, we've discovered together that the silent observer is your essence, the light that sees without judging, loves without fear, grows without end. Let's wrap this transformation with an invitation. Live as the observer, with peace, purpose, and gratitude. Ernest Holmes said, "You are the light that witnesses." Science confirms it. Sonia Lyubomirsky's 2005 study showed that choosing gratitude boosts happiness by 20%. I was trapped by the voice that limited me, criticism, fears, hustle, but step by step, I learned to hear the silence. One evening, watching the sunset in Miami, I felt gratitude, not for big wins, but for life's simplicity, the breeze, the coffee, the now. I knew I'm bigger than my thoughts. Here, we believe you deserve that freedom. The Bible talks about a peace beyond understanding. It's not just faith, it's your truth. Neuroscience explains, gratitude practices, as a 2018 Berkeley study showed, cut anxiety by 23%. Look at your journey. Recall a moment that shaped you, a fight that turned into a bond, a fall that lifted you, a silence that healed. The voice said, "You're not enough." But who saw that? The observer, the horizon of your soul that never dims. Want to anchor this? Do this daily. For 1 minute before bed, sit quietly. Breathe and think of something that made you smile. A hug, a laugh, a sunrise. Feel gratitude. When I did this, my heart opened. The chaos lost its grip and the observer found its voice. Napoleon Hill said, "Your mind shapes your destiny." And he's right. Harvard studies from 2020 show consistent gratitude improves sleep by 15%. In the daily rush, pause. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the air in your chest. You're the horizon, not the passing cloud. The Bible says, all things work together for good. It's not just poetry, it's the observer finding meaning in everything. Try this today. Write one thing you're grateful for. Maybe small, a smile, a moment of peace. That act is your anchor. At work or in the hospital waiting room, carry that light. You deserve to live as the observer, not the voice. Ask, "What do I see now?" And let the answer guide you. If this moved you, hit like and comment, "I live as the observer." Every step you take is a triumph to live the horizon of your soul. The universe is waiting for your success, manifesting your dream life. You just need to allow it and believe you're worthy. Peace and light to all.